And to discuss this further, I'm joined in the studio by Ammar Kahf. He's the Executive Director of the Omran Center for Strategic Studies here in Istanbul. Ammar, what is the extent of Iran's involvement in saving Bashar al-Assad's regime in Syria?
Iran has invested a lot of lives in Syria, has developed many non-state actors, militias, close to 60,000 fighters fight on the ground, about 8,000 to 10,000 officers as advisors, quote unquote, from the Republican Guard and so from the ICRG. So this is the extent of its military involvement. Unfortunately or fortunately, they were not able to save him without also the Russian involvement in 2 years ago. So they
which
tried
has been
their
more
best.
important, Russian or Iranian backing?
Well,
or both together?
Iran has taken the forefront of saving Bashar al-Assad even before Russia came to the scene, and also it has lost more lives. Many high-ranking officers have died, and has spent also more money in terms of the economy.
You're talking about thousands of people, thousands of soldiers, Iranians, other groups aligned with Iran, Hezbollah. You've got Iraqi Shia groups as well. How has that changed the demographic makeup of Syria, where these forces are?
Well, huge shifts. There are cities and towns
in Aleppo,
now,
for example.
Daraya is completely wiped out, 100% city wiped out from its original inhabitants, with new families and people that are coming from outside of Syria, families of fighters sponsored by the Iranian militias. And so it has completely changed many cities, 100%. Some cities, perhaps 50%. Homs was apparently reconstructed, but only 20% of its original inhabitants came back to the city of Homs. So you go across the country, there is a major demographic shift, unfortunately.
But observers also say that Iran has been instrumental in bringing about these so-called de-escalation zones with the help of Turkey and Russia. Tell us about these de-escalation zones and Iran's involvement there.
Well, I think it's a nice trick to take a breath and redeploy their troops into other areas in Syria, and then go back and continue the fight against the Syrian people. And so, yes, it has been temporarily successful in some areas, and people's lives have been saved as a result of this. But they themselves say that it's a 6-month de-escalation agreement, and everybody on the table agrees. But on the ground, there are many violations by Iranian-supported troops, especially in Daraa and Ghouta.
You're talking about violations. Human Rights Watch calls these as war crimes committed by Iranian-backed Shia militias. Are these war crimes?
Of course. There are war crimes. I meant violations of the de-escalation agreement. But the Iranian militias have committed huge crimes against the people, have committed massacres, have committed mass graves that have been discovered in areas that they have left later on. So this is something that scars the area for a long time, even if there is an agreement that takes place one way or the other.
Ammar Kahf, thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you.